All right, and this video is about how Doctor Dow plays these women like a fiddle. Right, so exploiting their trust in medical authority, young women see Dr. Dow as a knowledgeable and caring professional. Trusting her advice without question, she leverages this to she leverages this trust to push birth control and abortifacients without fully informing them of the medical and biological realities, ensuring they never question their choices. Manipulating their fear of unplanned pregnancy. Um, Instead of offering real education on fertility and natural reproductive health, she plays on their anxieties, presenting birth control as the only reasonable option. She reinforces the idea that pregnancy is a problem to be solved, rather than a natural part of womanhood. Here's an idea: keep your knickers on, right? Better yet, get married, enjoy family, right? A family is a very wonderful thing. A man and a woman that are married and they have children, there's nothing wrong with that. And so using their lack of medical knowledge against them, with complex medical jargon and half-truths, she ensures that young women never fully understand what they are taking. She downplays the abortifacients effects of these drugs, allowing them to believe they are preventing pregnancy rather than terminating a developing life, turning women into lifelong customers. By getting them on birth control early, she ensures repeat business. Once on these drugs, many women stay on them for years, never questioning their necessity or long-term effects. This secures a steady stream of income for her and the pharmaceutical companies that profit from dependency on these products. Okay. And, selling a false sense of empowerment, Dr. Dow positions herself as an advocate for women's rights, convincing young women that birth control is the key to independence and success. In reality, she is reducing their natural fertility to a medical condition that needs to be treated, all while profiting from their belief and that they are making an empowered choice. So there's a deception there. There's certainly deception, and she is certainly she understands the deception, and she understands that she is basically, like I said, playing them like a fiddle. And it's a very sad situation, and it's been happening for a long time, and nobody's and that's the thing. I cannot for the life of me convince a lot of these older guys, right? They're 50, 40, 50, 60-year-old men, right? I give them the evidence, I explain the situation, and they the only thing they do is they just they quit talking to me. That's and or if they come with some irrelevant argument that has absolutely no bearing on this idea that the conception is happening. There is a baby. The baby is born, and then the baby will die 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days after the conception. The baby will die, right? The small boy or the small girl will die, and she will say, "Oh, the blastocyst, will fail to implant, preventing, conception. Good conception. She will, pretend that it's implantation, but everybody knows that conception is when the ovulation process happens, right? There's from where? From the ovary. The ovary is a part of the endocrine system. It will release the egg and the sperm will meet the egg, and there's a baby, and there's a baby, and there's a flash of light or whatever if you want, but not very there's it's not really important. What's important is that the baby will die, and Dr. Dow is certainly exploiting that trust, right? And she should be saying, look, these drugs don't prevent ovulation, and they do not prevent a conception, and it will kill the baby at the implantation stage. It is an abortifacient. Do you think that she will sell and be able to live in her comfortable bed in her brick mansion in Lakefront Estate? I mean, there's a money aspect here, and it's so wicked. Like I said, no, these are young women, so who's going to pay for these birth control pills? It's the dad, right? The grandfather of the baby that has died. So and this is so incredibly wicked that the grandfather will pay for his own grandson's death, if you can imagine such a thing. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. It's quite revolting. It's absolutely nauseating and revolting what's happening here.